The biggest fight of the year is officially set. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez in September 2025. But now, Floyd Mayweather has stepped in with a warning that could change everything. After months of rumors, drama, and speculation, Turkey, Alshik has confirmed the fight is happening. It will take place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the perfect place for such a huge event. But if you thought this fight would be all about respect, think again. The tensions have just gone up a notch, and it all started at the airport in Saudi Arabia.
Response to Turkey is this. Yesterday, they text me. They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Yeah. They text me yesterday, and I say, look, I'm not gonna talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this fight. Look, I don't like the way he talked, and I'm not in this position because of any. I'm in this position if he wants to work with me, it's in my way, not in their way.
What was
I don't need it.
What didn't you like about how he approached? Like, what was
It's not the way to approach. It's not the way to approach to me. Look, I respect everybody and I respect Turkey, but look, if he wants to work with me,
Two undisputed champions were supposed to meet with Turki Alshik to finalize the details for their September fight. But before they even reached his place, things got heated at the airport. Terence Crawford expecting a professional handshake, and maybe Canelo just walked past Crawford like he wasn't even there. And if you know Crawford, you know he's not the type to let that slide. He didn't back down, he stepped up to Canelo, clearly ready to confront him. But instead of keeping it cool, Canelo took it to another level. Reports say he got in Crawford's face, fists clenched, looking like he was ready to fight right then and there. Their teams had to step in quickly before things got out of hand. Security had to rush in to stop the two from turning the airport into a fight scene before the actual fight even started. Now, where does Floyd Mayweather fit into all this? Well, let's just say Mayweather has been very close to Terence Crawford ever since the fight got confirmed.
Because you'd have to gain like, what, 20 pounds? Yeah. But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, you know, I mean, catch weight. You can do something like a catch weight.
What weight you think?
I like 160.
You said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, 158.
Rumor has it that Floyd Mayweather has been personally helping Terence Crawford improve his skills for the big fight, giving him that undefeated champion level training. Hold me back.
Hold me back.
Than anyone he's ever faced. And let's be honest, coming from Floyd, that's a big warning. He knows exactly what it takes to beat Canelo. After all, he's the only one who's done it officially.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, bud. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Yeah, like plotting.
I ain't.
Floyd isn't sugarcoating anything. He's giving Terence Crawford a serious warning. Floyd is saying this isn't just another fight. It's a legacy-defining one. It's dangerous, and if Crawford isn't 110% focused, things could go downhill quickly. Mayweather has been in that situation before, and he's making it clear that while Crawford is elite, this is Canelo we're talking about. One mistake, and it's over. Honestly, Floyd might be right. He didn't hold back, saying on social media that while Crawford is a great fighter, you don't just move up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo unless you know exactly what you're doing. Boxing isn't just about making big moves, it's about making smart ones. This is a wake-up call for Crawford.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's gonna be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo, he's gonna slow down. So I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo had, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know?
But here's where things get even more intense. Canelo didn't just ignore Crawford. He reportedly told his team that Crawford doesn't deserve his respect until they're in the ring. To Canelo, Crawford is just another challenger, not on his level. And if Crawford was already upset, this definitely pushed things to a whole new level. He's coming into this fight with nothing but bad intentions.
Looking great. Thank you. Welcome to looking great. Thank you. Welcome to.
By the time they reached Turki Al-Sheikh's residence, the tension was clear. As a businessman, Turki had to step in as the peacemaker. Photos showed him with both fighters, and while they tried to keep it professional, the atmosphere said it all. Neither man was smiling, and neither seemed comfortable, which can only mean one thing: war is coming. With September confirmed, this rivalry has reached dangerous levels. Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo, and many are questioning if he can handle the size and power difference. But with the fire he's bringing now, this might just turn into the fight of his life.
Should be going. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it. And lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3, and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago. Because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go.
Isn't facing Crawford next. First, he's set to fight William Skull on May 3rd to reclaim his undisputed super middleweight title. Some fans are calling it a warm-up fight, but here's the thing. If Canelo goes into the Crawford fight holding all 4 titles at 168 lbs, it will only make their showdown even bigger.
If Crawford saying you want to move up to 68 and fight the winner of Canelo Canelo at 68.
I commend them for it. It takes a lot of balls to do it. A lot of courage, but it also takes, more importantly, it takes believing in yourself. So I commend Crawford.
Let's address the big question, the weight difference. Crawford has never fought at 168 lbs before, making this a big 14-pound jump from his last fight. Many are wondering if he's taking on too much. But let's not forget, Canelo started his career at welterweight, the same division where Crawford became undisputed.
I can't go down anymore. But you know, like he say, you know, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then, you know, he need to enjoy his fight. Okay, he deserves it. He deserves it. I like Spence, but you know, I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything. But I knew. I think is the type of fight Terence Crawford is different. 168, but like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit for that.
If anyone knows how to beat Canelo Alvarez, it's Floyd Mayweather. Let's be real, Terence Crawford couldn't have picked a better person to learn from. Floyd is the only man to have officially beaten Canelo, and he didn't just win, he schooled him for 12 straight rounds back in 2013. Sure, Canelo was younger then, but the lessons from that fight still apply today. Top trainer Ronnie Shields just broke it down. If Crawford wants to beat Canelo, he needs to follow Floyd's blueprint. Shields isn't worried about the weight difference like everyone else, because he knows boxing isn't just about power. It's about IQ, footwork, and control. That's exactly how Floyd beat Canelo. He controlled the fight, landing shots and getting out before Canelo could react, keeping Canelo off balance and forcing him to reset constantly. Crawford needs to do the same. Stay loose, stay moving, and never become a stationary target.
Because I know you were about 17, 18 at the time. When Floyd Mayweather fought Arturo Gatti, I'm just curious, did you watch that fight?
Of course. I still watch it.
Right. Because it was that kind of... Because I'm asking because when you fought Ndongo at 140, you looked really great that night, too. Same weight class Floyd as that we fought Gatti. Right. I'm not asking hypothetical who would win, but do you think that night you were right there with Floyd on the night he fought Gatti?
Of course. I'm always thinking that I'm on a higher level than a lot of people give me credit. It's just me with the confidence that I have in myself.
Being that he was the previous pound-for-pound king before you, does he get a little more attention than other great fighters from you when it came to studying him on the way up?
Of course.
What'd you take from him?
It was my era. You know, the whole hit and not get hit, and to make the adjustments that he's made to certain fighters. You know, he's the king.
So, you think you guys got a lot in common?
Some aspects, yeah, we do.
How are you guys different?
Both boxing. I think, you know, I take more chances.
Excuse me, Crawford.
You know, right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So, you know, it just depends on which Floyd Mayweather you talk about. Do you talk about money or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was the seek and destroy fighter.
You're more like Pretty Boy, probably, right?
Right. But then, you know, he started having hand injuries, so he couldn't really keep up with the same, you know.
And the crazy part is, Canelo struggles against that style. We saw it in 2022 against Bivol, when Canelo couldn't cut off the ring, got frustrated, and started swinging wildly. That exposed his weakness. But Floyd perfected that strategy, and now he's passing that knowledge down to Crawford.
Yeah, so he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Mayweather has been in Crawford's corner since this fight was announced, helping him prepare. After seeing how focused Canelo is, Floyd is making it clear that Crawford can't afford to slip up, not even for a second. Canelo might be one of boxing's biggest stars, but even he knows facing Terence Crawford is a whole different challenge. And let's be honest, he didn't just wake up one day and decide to take this fight. It was a calculated move. He knew that if he avoided Crawford, the boxing world would never let him live it down.
Canelo running from Benavides. What is that? I mean, imagine if I ever ran from anybody. Like, did I run from somebody in my career? No. Did Chavez run from somebody in his career? No. Chavez was 87-0. Imagine that. So to me, that's the all-time greatest.
At the same time, Canelo knows the risk. That's why he's not jumping straight into the Crawford fight. Instead, he's taking a strategic detour with William Skull first, almost like a warm-up before the real showdown. But let's be real. This isn't just about staying active, it's about stalling. Canelo isn't naive. He's seen what happened to Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and even Gervonta Davis when they looked too far ahead. One wrong move, one unexpected upset, and suddenly your entire legacy is at risk. Canelo isn't about to let that happen. That's why he's treating Crawford as a later problem, not a right-now problem. He wants to buy some time, maybe even study Crawford's style more before stepping into the fire.
Heard of a fight with you and Terence Crawford? It would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We're not talking about yet about the fight. Me and Trukanach know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Huh?
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're here.
Training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the February or March.
There you have it. Floyd Mayweather isn't just talking, he's sending a direct warning to Terence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez is no joke, and whatever just happened has only raised the stakes even higher. But the real question is, will Crawford take Floyd's advice, or will he stick to his own game plan and try to shock the world? One thing's for sure, This fight is shaping up to be one of the biggest chess matches in boxing history.
To himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
I think Floyd is right to be concerned, or is Crawford too skilled to be shaken? Drop your thought. Never miss an update.